Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnava vrinda ki jai. Om अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। तस्यारविन्दनयनस्य पदारविन्द किञ्जल्कमिश्रतुलसी मकरन्दवायुः अन्तर्गतस्वविवरेण चकार तेषां संक्षोभमक्षरजुषामपि चित्ततन्वो नेह यत्कर्मधर्माय न विरागाय कल्पते न तीर्थपदसेवायै जीवनपि मृतो हि सः प्रसङ्गम् अजरं पाशम् आत्मना कवयो विदु स एव साधुषु कृतो मोक्षद्वारम् अपावृतम् तितिक्षव कारुणिका सुहृद सर्वदेहिनाम् अजातशत्रव शान्ता साधव साधुभूषणाः सतां प्रसङ्गान् मम वीर्यसंविदो भवन्ति हृत्कर्णरसायना कथा तज्जोषणादाशपवर्गवर्त्मनि श्रद्धारतिर्भक्तिरनुक्रमिष्यति हासं हरेरवनताखिललोकतीव्र शोकाश्रुसागरविशोषणमत्युदारम् सम्मोहनाय रचितं निजमाययास्य भ्रूमण्डलं मुनिकृते मकरध्वजस्य मद्गुणश्रुतिमात्रेण मयि सर्वगुहाशये मनोगतिरविच्छिन्ना यथा गङ्गाम्बसोऽम्बुधौ लक्षणं भक्तियोगस्य निर्गुणस्य उदाहृतम् अहेतुक्यव्यवहिताया भक्तिपुरुषोत्तमे सालोक्यसारष्टिसामीप्य सारूप्यैकत्वमपि उत दीयमानं न गृह्णन्ति विना मत्सेवनं जनाः यन्नामधेयश्रवणानुकीर्तनात् यत्प्रवलनाद् यत्स्मरणादपि क्वचित् श्वादोऽपि सद्यसवनाय कल्पते कुतः पुनस्ते भगवन्नुदर्शनात् अहो बत श्व पचतो गरीयान् यज्जिह्वाग्रे वर्तते नाम तुभ्यम् ते पुस्तपस्ते जुहुः सस्नुरार्या ब्रह्मानुचुर्नाम गृह्णन्ति ये ते। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, we are continuing our study of Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 21, entitled Conversation Between Manu and Kardama. Text 6. We are reading how Mahatma Vidur is asking various questions to Sri Maitreya Muni about creation, about the Vanshavali, about the dynasty of Swayambhuva Manu, because they were all great devotees. Maitreya Uvacha, again, this is Srimad Bhagavatam 3.21.6. Maitreya Uvacha Praja Srijeti Bhagavan Kardamo Brahmanoditaha Saraswatyam Tapastepe Sahasranam Samadasha Sahasranam Samadasha. Translations and purports by our beloved founder Acharya, His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. The great sage Maitreya Muni replied, commanded by Lord Brahma to beget children in the worlds, the worshipful Kardama Muni practiced penance on the banks of Saraswati. Saraswatyam tapah tepe. He performed tapasya Saraswatyam on the bank of Saraswati river for a period of 10,000 years. Sahasranam sama, for a period of 10,000 years. Sahasranam sama dasha. Dasha means 10. Sahasra means 1,000. 10,000 years. Shri Kardama Muni performed tapasya, tapaha, simply to beget children. Purport. Srila Prabhupada writes, it is understood herein that Shri Kardama Muni meditated in yoga for 10,000 years before attaining perfection. Similarly, we have information that Shri Valmiki Muni also practiced yoga meditation on Ram Nam for 60,000 years before attaining perfection. Therefore, yoga practice can be successfully performed by persons who have a very long duration of life. Like in Satyayug, people used to live for thousands of years. Following the regulative principles, controlling the senses, practicing different asanas, sitting postures, these are the beginning of Ashtanga Yoga. Now, this is not possible in the age of Kali, where there is quarrel and hypocrisy, bluffing. Actually, there is no possibility of attaining yoga perfection in Kali Yuga by such paltry proposals. Paltry means meager. The Vedic literature for emphasis clearly states 3 times that in this age of Kali, no other alternative, no other alternative, no other alternative. Kalau nasteva, nasteva, nasteva. Other than Harinam. Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Eva Kevalam. Chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Therefore, in Kali Yuga, only chanting of the holy name works. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nothing else will work in Kali Yuga. So, who is our best friend? Harinam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Text 7. Tataha samadhi yuktena kriya yogena kardamaha samprapede harim bhaktya prapanna varada shusham. During that period of penance, which lasted for 10,000 years, the sage Kardama, by worship through devotional service in trance, propitiated the personality of Godhead. Hari, Lord Hari, was happy with Kardama Muni, who is Varadashusham. Varadashusham. Ashu means quickly. Janayati Ashu Vairagyam. Jnanam Chayat Ahetukam. Varada Ashusham. One who gives blessings very quickly. He's a quick bestower of all blessings upon those who flee to him for protection. Prapanna Varadashusham. Those who are prapanna, those who are surrendered to Lord Hari gives them full protection and benedictions. So, Hari Bhaktya Prapanna Varadashusham. Hari Bhaktya. Kardama Muni practiced Hari Bhakti, Bhakti Yoga. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, the significance of meditation is described here. Shri Kardama Muni practiced mystic yoga meditation for 10,000 years. For what purpose? Samprapede Harim, in order to serve Lord Hari, in order to please Lord Hari. Samsiddhe Haritoshanam. The purpose of meditation is to please Lord Hari. Therefore, whether one practices yoga or speculates or does research to find God, one's effort must be mixed with the process of devotion. Whether we are on the path of Jnana Marg or Ashtanga Yoga, one must have bhakti. Without bhakti, nothing will work. Without devotion, bhakti, nothing can be perfect. And one must always remember, Srila Prabhupada says, the target of perfection and realization is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Hari. Sixth chapter, Bhagavad Gita confirms this, Srila Prabhupada points out. One who constantly engages in Krishna consciousness is the topmost yogi. Yoginam api sarvesham mad gatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajatevam say yuktattamo mata. Such a person is the topmost yogi, according to Krishna. In the last sentence of this paragraph, first paragraph, Srila Prabhupada writes, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore has given the greatest boon. In this age of Kali, one simply has to chant the holy name of Krishna to attain perfection in spiritual life. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate. And how Krishna Prem Pradayate? Nirapradhe Namalele Pave Prem Dhan. Krishna Prem has been given through Harinam. Next paragraph. The word Samprapede Harim mean that in various ways Kardama Muni satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari by his devotional service. Devotional service is also expressed by the word Kriya Yogena. Kriya Yoga also means bhakti only. Kardama Muni not only meditated but also engaged in devotional service. One must act in devotional service by hearing, chanting, remembering. Remembering is also meditation. So in this way, when we engage in the limbs of bhakti, like Shravanam Kirtanam, we are serving Krishna. Serving Krishna by ears means to hear about Krishna. Serving Krishna by tongue means to chant Krishna's name and eat Krishna prasad. Like that. Srila Prabhupada further writes, after engaging himself for 10,000 years in performing different types of devotional service, Bhakti Yogena, Kardama Muni attained the perfection of meditation. Again, we have to remember, Prabhupada reminds that this is not possible in the age of Kali because no one has 10,000 years lifespan. Text 8. Tavat prasanno bhagavan pushkaraksha krite yuge darshayam asatam kshattah shabdam brahma dadad vapuhu. Then in the Satya Yuga, the lotus-eyed Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, being pleased, showed himself to that Kardama Muni. Krite Yuge. Pushkaraksha. Krishna is called in this verse Pushkar Aksha. Aksha means eyes, Pushkar means lotus. Tavat prasanno bhagavan pushkaraksha krite yuga. In this way, in Satya Yuga, krite dhyayato vishnum tretayam edito makhai dvapare paricharyayam kalautadhari kirtanat. So krite means Satya Yuga. So in this way, in Satya Yuga, Kardama Muni, he pleased Bhagwan Pushkaraksh, means Bhagwan Pundarikaksh, means Bhagwan Kamalolochan. Different names of the same Lord. Krishna, lotus-eyed Krishna was very pleased by the tapasya, by the bhakti, by the devotional service of Kardama Muni. And therefore, he showed himself to Kardama Muni. Darshayam. Darshayam. He showed his body, he showed himself to Kardama Muni. And how is Krishna's form? It is Brahma Vapu, transcendental body. And this transcendental body of Krishna can be understood how? Shabdam Brahma. Through Shabda Brahma. When we hear about Krishna in the Shastra, then we can understand Krishna. Through Shastra Chakshu, one can understand. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says there are two important points in this verse. One, the first is that Sri Kardama Muni attained success by yoga practice in the beginning of Satya Yuga. when people used to live for 100,000 years. 100,000 years. It is said that in Satyayug, 100,000 years. In Treta Yuga, average lifespan is 10,000 years. Lord Ramachandra lived for 10,000 years. And then in Dwapar Yuga, it is 1,000 years. And then in Kali Yuga, it is 100 years. And then it just progressively diminishes. So first point is Kardama Muni attained success by practicing this particular form of yoga where you meditate on Krishna for 10,000 years. That is not possible for us. We don't have that much time. Now, second thing is that is important in this is Shabdam Brahma. The forms of the Lord are clearly indicated in the Vedic literature. Kardama Muni did not discover any imaginary form of God by alleged by rascals. He actually saw the eternal, blissful, and transcendental form of the Lord. He actually saw Krishna. So these two things are important. One cannot concoct a form of Krishna. One who has seen Krishna, one who has understood Krishna through Shabda Brahma, through the Vedic literature, that person has the qualification to say that I have seen Krishna. Text 9. Satam virajam arkabham sita padmotpalasrijam snigdha neelalaka vrata vaktrabjam virojambaram. Kardama Muni saw the personality of Godhead, Lord Hari, who is free from material contamination, in his eternal form. Krishna's form is eternal. It is not a temporary form. It is eternal and it is effulgent, like the sun. Arka means the sun. Arka Abha means the effulgence. Krishna's form has the effulgence like that of Arka. Wearing a garland of white lotuses and white lilies. Sita means white. Sita, Padma, and Utpal. Utpal means water lilies. Sita Padmotpala Srijam. Srijam means he was garland, wearing a garland of white lilies and white lotuses. The Lord was clad in spotless yellow. He was wearing yellow garments. Always Krishna wears. Viraja Ambaram. He was wearing spotless. There are no stains or dirty marks on Krishna's clothes, and his lotus face was fringed with slick, dark locks of curly hair. This is Krishna. He has Neela Alaka Vrata. He has abundance of hair. He doesn't have any bald spots, or Krishna doesn't have thinning of hair. अरे बाल पतले हो गए तेल लगाओ. नहीं. Krishna doesn't have balding. He's got vrata. Vrata means he has abundant, luxurious black curly hair, and it's not that his curly hair is thick. उसको तेल लगा के कंडीशनर लगा के सीधा करना ऐसा नहीं. Krishna's hair is very soft, very curly but very soft hair. This is Krishna's beautiful hair. Snigdha, Neela, and Krishna's hair is bluish black. 10. This is the darshan that Kardama Muni had. There are different darshans of Krishna. Someone may see Krishna wearing a garland of blue lotuses also. Here Kardama Muni saw Sita. He saw white flowers. Next verse number 10. Kiritinam kundalinam shankhachakra gadadharam Svetotpala Kridanakam Manah Sparsha Smitekshanam. These descriptions of Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam are very dear to the devotees. This is what we should meditate on. This is how our Krishna looks. Adorned with a crown. Kirita means crown and Kundal means earring. Kiritinam Kundalinam. He was wearing a crown, he was wearing earrings, and he was holding his transcendental characteristic conch shell. Shankha. Chakra means Sudarshan Chakra. He was holding the disc. And Gada. The Kaumodaki Gada. Gadadharam. Here is the name of Krishna. Gadadharam. Gadadhar. Shankha Chakra Gadadharam. And in his fourth hand, instead of holding a Padma, lotus, in this particular form, Lord Hari is holding Shvetotpala. Shvetotpala means Sita Utpala. Same thing. Sita or Shweta means white. Krishna was holding a white lily. Shvetotpala. And he was holding the white lily, Shvetotpala Kridanakam, just as if it's a pastime. Very happily he was holding the white lily in the hand. Shvetotpala Kridanakam and Manaha Sparsha Smitekshanam. And Manaha Sparsha, Krishna's darshan was very heart touching, and Krishna was smita, he was smiling, and he was ikshanam, he was looking at the devotees, giving kripadrishti on Kardama Muni. He was wearing a crown, he was wearing earrings, he had four-armed form, one arm he was holding Shankha, Panchajanya Shankha. Other he was holding Sudarshan Chakra. Everything has a name. Third hand he was holding Kaumodagi Gada. And in the fourth hand, instead of a lotus, usual lotus, Krishna was holding Shvetotpala, a white lily. And he was smita, he was smiling at Kardama Muni. And also Ikshanam, he was looking at Kardama Muni, casting his merciful glance at Kardama Muni. Not that Krishna was looking here and there, neglecting Kardama Muni. No, he was looking at Kardama Muni, Ikshanam, and smiling, Smitekshanam. Therefore, this darshan is Manaha Sparsha. It was very touching to the heart. Text 11. Vinyastya charanam bhojam amsa deshe garutmataha दृष्ट्वा खे वस्थितं वक्षः श्रियं कौस्तुभ Kandharam. Kandhar means neck. Kaustubha Kandharam. Krishna was wearing a necklace around his neck of Kaustubh A golden streak was on his chest. Golden streak, which is the Shrivatsa mark. Vaksha Shriyam means a Shrivatsa mark on the chest. It is Suvarna Romavali. It's a row of golden hair. Suvarna Romavali. That is a Shrivatsa mark, indicating the residence place of the goddess of fortune, Srimati Lakshmi Devi. So that mark was there on the chest. Only Krishna has this mark. Other Vishnu Dutas do not have this mark on the chest. So Vakshaha Shriyam, on the chest was the Shrivatsa mark. The famous Kaustubh gem suspended from his neck. Kaustubha Kandharam. And Krishna stood in the air. He stood in the air with his lotus feet placed on the shoulders of Garud. Vinyastya charanam bhojam amsha deshe. Amsha deshe means on the shoulders of Garutmatah, Garudji. So in this way, Lord Hari came standing on Garudji. His lotus feet were placed on the shoulder of Garudji. Srila Prabhupada writes a very important purport. Srila Prabhupada says the descriptions in verses 9 through 11, 9, 10, 11, 3 verses, the description of the personal beauty of Krishna, how Krishna was looking at Kardama Muni with love, he was smiling, he had the complexion of a rain-filled cloud, he had beautiful Kamala Nayan, Krishna was smiling, he was wearing a crown, he was wearing Kaustubh around his neck, earrings in the ear, he has beautiful, soft, luxurious, bluish black hair which are curly, he has Shrivatsa mark, he was wearing very effulgent clothes, his body was nice and snigdha, and he was standing, not touching the ground, he was standing on the shoulder of Garudji. Four-armed form. In one hand he was holding a white lily, Shvetotpala, Then he was holding Panchajanya Shankha, Kaumudaki Gada, and Sudarshan Chakra. In this way, he was glancing at Kardama Muni. So these are the descriptions from verse 9, 10, 9 to 11. The description of Lord Hari in his transcendental eternal form. This is eternal form. This was not imagined. This was seen by Kardama Muni. Srila Prabhupada further down writes, by performance of yoga, Kardama Muni actually saw the Supreme Lord as he is. Further down, Srila Prabhupada says, the process of Krishna consciousness is to deliver the form of Krishna directly. Bhajanir Madhya Shrestha Navavida Bhakti Krishna Prem Krishna Dite. Krishna Dite means to give Krishna directly. Krishna consciousness is to deliver the form of Krishna directly. Krishna Dite. भगवान मिल जाएंगे भक्ति करने से. Krishna Dite. The form of Krishna is described in authoritative Vedic literature like Srimad Bhagavatam, like Brahma Samhita. Chintamani prakara sadma shukalpa vriksha lakshavrateshu surabherabhipalayantam. In this way, Krishna resides in Golok Vrindavan. Venu kvanantam aravinda dalayataksham barhavatam samasitam buddha sundarangam kandarpakoti kamaniya vishesha shobham govindamadi purusham tamam bhajami. Brahmaji is seeing Govinda and describing. Text 12. Jata harsho patan murtna क्षितौ लब्धा मनोरथः गिर्भिस्त अभ्य गृणात् प्रीति स्वभावात्मा kritanjalihi. When Kardama Muni actually realized the Supreme Personality of God, Shri Hari, is standing before me in person, he was greatly satisfied. He was greatly satisfied, very happy. And because of his transcendental desire was fulfilled, he was so happy. Manoratha Labdha, he had achieved his manorath, he had achieved his desire. Kardama Muni fell on the ground with his head bowed down to offer obeisances unto the lotus feet of the Lord. He just offered Dandavat Pranam. And his heart, naturally full of love of God, with folded hands, he satisfied the Lord with prayers. Preeti Swabhav Atma. His heart was always filled with Preeti. This Preeti is very important. Milahina Raghupati Bina Anuraga Koti Janma Japa Tapa Vairaga. Without Preeti, without love, one cannot get Krishna. Preeti Swabhavatma. And then Kritanjali, with folded hands, he Girbhi, he offered prayers to Krishna. So when Krishna gave darshan, Kardama Muni was so happy, his manorath was fulfilled, his desire was fulfilled to have darshan of Krishna, Krishna darshan lalasa. He offered Dandavat Pranam to Krishna and also offered beautiful prayers to Krishna. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, the realization of the personal form of Lord Hari is the highest perfectional stage of yoga. To realize the personal form, that is Bhagwan realization, it is superior to Paramatma and Brahman realization, Srila Prabhupada is saying. And then Srila Prabhupada describes the path of Patanjali, what is Ashtanga Yoga, and you can read it. According to Patanjali, when one is fixed in constant realization of the supreme form of the Lord, one has attained a perfectional stage. Unless one attains this stage of perfection, there is no ultimate realization. There are eightfold perfections in the Ashtanga Yoga. One who has attained them can become lighter than the lightest, greater than the greatest, achieve whatever he likes. Prapti, Siddhi, Anima, Mahima, all these things are there. But even achieving such material success in yoga is not the perfection of ultimate goal. But this Ashtasiddhi are not the perfection of yoga. Perfection of yoga is to become fixed in meditation on Krishna, in thoughts of Krishna. Samadhi, text 13. Rishiruvacha जुष्टं बताध्याखिलसत्त्वराशे सांसिध्यम् अक्ष्णोस्तव दर्शनान्नः यद्दर्शनं जन्मभिरीड्य सद्भिर् आशासते योगिनरूढयोगा. Which Rishi is speaking this verse? Kardama Rishi, Kardama Muni. He is speaking, offering this prayer to Lord Hari, who is standing before him. The great sage Kardama Muni said, O supreme worshipful Lord, Idya, Idya means worshipable. My power of sight is now fulfilled. The perfection of eyes is to see Krishna. Therefore, he is saying, Samsiddhyam darshanat. Samsiddhyam akshno tava darshanat. आपका दर्शन पाने से मेरे आंखें सफल हो गए, मेरे नयन सफल हो गए. Samsiddhyam akshno, akshno means eyes, tava darshanat. By your darshan, by having seen your beautiful form, O Lord Hari, my eyes have become successful. O Idya, O worshipable Lord, by seeing you, my eyesight has become perfect. And you are the reservoir of all existence. Krishna is he's Jagannath, he's Jananivas, he is the reservoir of all existence. Through many successive births of deep meditation, advanced yogi aspire to see your transcendental form. Darshanam janmabhi ashasate yoginaha. The yogis, they have asha, they have hopes of having a darshan after meditating for many years. And that perfection I have obtained today because you have given me darshan. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, is described here as the reservoir of all goodness and all pleasure. Akhila Sattvarashi. Krishna is called Akhila Sattvarashi in this world. Akhila Sattvarashi is the reservoir of all goodness. That is our Krishna. And then Srila Prabhupada says something very nice. Unless one is situated in the mode of goodness, there is no real pleasure. In this world, there are so many pleasures, but one should understand from the Shastra and from Srila Prabhupada that real happiness is perceived in the mode of goodness. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, what is the characteristic of mode of goodness? When we are situated in the mode of goodness, we have a sense of happiness and a sense of enlightenment, knowledge. There is no confusion. So we should try to situate ourselves in the mode of goodness and then practice bhakti. Kardama Muni was a very fortunate devotee. Prabhupada says, when one is freed from all designated conditional life and fully engaged in the service of the Lord, one's service is called Bhakti Yoga. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na shoshita na kankshati samaha sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti milavate param mam cheva vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatita egan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. That is bhakti. The exalted perfection of seeing the Lord is not exaggerated by Kardama Muni. It is not that Kardama Muni is doing Atishayukti. He is exaggerating by saying that, oh, yad darshanad samsiddhim akshano. My eyes have become perfect by having a darshan. No, it is actually like that. He gives evidence that those who are actually elevated in yoga aspire life after life. Janma bhi, idya, ashasate yogina. The yogis desire to have darshan of Krishna after performing yoga for many lifetimes, becoming very, very purified. Their aspiration is still to have darshan of Krishna. That is ultimate purification, to see Krishna. Ye mayayate hatamedhasastvat padar vindam bhava sindhu potam उपासते कामलवाय तेषाम् राशीष कामानिरये पियेस्युः. Your lotus feet are the true vessel to take one across the ocean of mundane essence. Hata medhasa means one who has lost intelligence. Padarvindam bhavasindhu potam. Potam means boat. The boat that will take us across Bhavasindhu, Bhavasagar, material ocean, is Padarvindam Tvat. Your lotus feet. Krishna's lotus. Samashritaye padapallavaplavam mahat padam punya yasho murare bhavambudhir vatsapadam param padam yadvipadam natesham. Shri Shukdev Goswami Maharaj tells us that we should take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Then this Bhavsagar will become like the water content in the hoof print of a cow. Beg your pardon. Water content in the hoof print of a calf. Very small. Your lotus feet are the true boat to cross across the ocean of mundane existence, mundane essence, avidya. Only persons deprived of their intelligence by the spell of the deluding energy will worship those feet with a view to attain the trivial and momentary pleasures of the senses. Therefore, we should not worship Krishna for momentary pleasures. We should worship Krishna for Anandambudhi Vardhanam Pratipadam. Shashvat Shantim Nigachati. For eternal happiness, eternal peace. We should not pray for temporary things. We should pray for eternal benefit. Shreyas is what we want, not prayas. You are so kind that you bestow mercy even upon them. Akama sarva kama va moksha kama udaradhi tivirana bhakti yogena yata purusha param. Krishna is so merciful that he bestows mercy on anybody who approaches him. Whether one is a kami purush, sarva kama va, or whether one is akam, nishkam bhakta, pure devotee, without any material desire, anyabhilasha shunyam. That is perfect. But even if someone has material desires, one should approach Krishna because Krishna is our real father. Pitahamasya jagatam matadata pitama. Instead of a son going and begging to different people on the street, the father will feel happy. Okay, he's asking me, he's approaching me. Therefore, we should not approach anybody, we should approach Krishna, even if it is something for sense gratification. Slowly, slowly, Krishna will purify us. So, Krishna's lotus feet can take us across the material world, taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. So, only a person who is Hata Medhasa, who has lost all intelligence, will worship Upasate Kama Lavaya Tesham, will do Krishna Padaravinda Upasana for Kama Lavaya, for trivial, Shulya Sukaya Dukkham, as we saw in Bhagavatam, for this temporary, trivial, fleeting pleasures. A person who has lost intelligence will worship Krishna for temporary pleasures. But Krishna is so kind, he will bestow his mercy even upon such people who are after sense gratification. Purport. As stated in Sri Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, there are two kinds of devotees: those who desire material pleasure, kami, and those who desire nothing but service of the Lord, akami. Material pleasures can be attained even by dogs and hogs. Dogs and hogs also eat, sleep, mate, and defend. But Kardama Muni says that material pleasures are available even to cats and dogs in hellish condition. But Lord is so kind, Kardama Muni is saying, that if so-called yogis are satisfied by hellish pleasure, if a yogi, a devotee, wants hellish pleasure, he can give them facility. Krishna can give that kami bhakta, sakam bhakta facilities to attain all material pleasures that they desire. But they cannot attain the perfection stage attained by Kardama Muni. So Krishna will fulfill material desires of the sakam bhaktas, but they will not attain the exalted destination. They will not attain the beautiful darshan of Lord Hari like Kardama Muni attained, because Kardama Muni was Nishkam Bhakta, was pure devotee. So this is the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada concludes by saying that the Lord is so kind, however, that even today, persons whose brain substance is spoiled, Hatha Medasa, are given the benediction to become cats, dogs, hogs, and enjoy material happiness from sex life and sense gratification. The Lord confirms this benediction in Bhagavad Gita. Whatever a person aspires to receive from me, I offer him as he desires. Se athamam prapadyante tam satyam bhajami. Yanti devavrata devan pitrinanti pitrivatam. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyantante kalevaram. So, as we desire, accordingly, we get in this world. Therefore, we should pray for pure devotional service. We should pray for Krishna Prem. O Krishna, O Srimati Radharani, O Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Shri Nityananda Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada. I am very fallen. I am filled with material desires. I am insincere. I am a hypocrite. I am a liar. I am a sinful person. I am an offensive person. But I am chanting your holy names, which is the only means of perfection in Kali Yuga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. So please purify me of my unlimited faults. Please purify me of my sinful propensities so that I can become cleansed. I can become purified. Chetudarpana Marjanam. Vishaya Chadiya. Shuddha Habe Man. And in that purified state, I can serve you nicely, Krishna. My desire is to serve you. Radha Krishna Seva Pao. Ei Abhilashi. So please purify me as I chant your holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Purify me and engage me in your loving service eternally. I don't want anything else. If we become truly purified, we really don't need anything else. We desire things in this material world because we are not purified. But once we are completely purified, we attain the stage of Anyabhilashita Shunyam Dhyana Karma Dhyana Vratam Anukulina Krishnanushilanam Bhakti Uttama. Then there is no desire for Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. One becomes completely satisfied. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na Shochati and na Kangshati. That is the power of Krishna's bhakti. So we should pray for pure bhakti. We should pray for pure devotional service. Thank you very much, dear devotees. We'll stop here. Krishna willing, we will continue next week from verse number 15. These beautiful prayers that are offered by Sri Kardama Muni to Lord Shri Hari. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर हरि बोल. Yes, Shamchandra Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandat
Hare.
Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you Prabhu for a nice, wonderful class. So that means if we take some of these verses that were discussed today, 12, 13, 14 together, can we Prabhu come to this understanding that up to some point, yogis and devotees are chasing for one goal, that is to take the darshan of the Lord. But then where it becomes different is yogis, after taking the darshan, they want to satisfy their own agenda. That means maybe they want to get the siddhi prapti, and for that they want to use the Lord's darshan. Whereas devotees, once they get the darshan, they appreciate the Lord's form and his leela, and then they want to serve him in his as a servant. Uh, so up to that point of taking the darshan, even yogis are also endeavoring for the same thing, but then they become less intelligent at that point, that they want to satisfy their inner desire, which is basically to siddhi prapt. Correct, no?
Yes, Prabhuji. And this is
Okay.
mentioned very nicely by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Sri Rupa Shiksha in Madhya Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita. How he describes there is a wealth, treasure hidden, and there are four directions. If you go to the north, you will find this. You go to west, you will find this. You go to south, you will find this. They're all different um, bhukti, mukti, siddhi, which are distractions. And then if you go to the eastern direction, then you will find bhakti. So yes, Prabhuji, they are all these paths are upasana. They are
Hmm.
some form of upasana only, and
Yeah.
they are all transcendentalists. All of them are transcendentalists. But then higher up, because of some material desires, non-spiritual desires, then the roads bifurcate. But the highway of bhakti, Rajavidya Rajaguhyam, this royal road, it takes us straight without any exits, without any diversions to the lotus feet of Krishna. That is the path of Navavidha Bhakti. भजनेर मध्ये श्रेष्ठ नवविधा भक्ति कृष्ण प्रेम कृष्ण दीते धरे महाशक्ति तार मध्ये सर्वश्रेष्ठ नाम संकीर्तन निरपराधे नाम लेले पावे प्रेम धन. So yes, Prabhuji, your understanding is correct.
So what is puzzling is now Kardama Muni's situation. On one hand, he is able to uh, pinpoint and say that the people, lesser intelligent people, they are worshipping you to achieve their desires. And on other hand, he's also actually worshipping to get a suitable wife. I think. I mean, he's also trying to, now as it will unfold, like he will also basically wants a suitable wife so that for the sake of progeny that Brahma has told him to go. Uh,
So yes,
so
so
on one hand, he knows that this is not right. So that means he is also definitely not a pure devotee. He's definitely, even though he's getting a darshan of the Lord, he is more into the Mishra Bhakti, okay?
so it appears like that, Prabhuji, but Kardamamun is a pure devotee, and I'll explain why. Let's say Guru Maharaj tells you that you must buy this building because we want to build a temple there. Now, purchasing a building from a realtor is a material activity. People all over the world are doing it every day and they may have nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. So it may appear that you are doing something material, but because you are doing it on the order of a pure devotee, Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, then it becomes an act of devotion. Or Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj writing scientific papers, discussing with scientists who are meat eaters, alcohol drinkers. Superficial, it may appear like any discussion between two PhDs, two scientists. But what Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj was doing, even though appears as something very professional and material, but it is purely devotional because it is being done on the orders of Srila Prabhupada to connect people to the path of transcendence. So, similarly, to pray for a wife, to pray for a good progeny may appear like a mundane thing, everybody does it, but it is act of devotion on the part of Sri Kardama Muni because he is doing it on the order of Lord Brahma, who is the Sampradaya Acharya and a Vaishnava Acharya. Because Brahmaji said, you become Prajapati, and for that now he has to produce progeny. To produce progeny, he needs empowerment. So he's praying to Krishna that give me a good wife, give me good progeny, let me perform this service for Lord Brahma. Therefore, it becomes an act of pure devotion. There is nothing material in it. It's just like Arjun shooting arrows. It's so many soldiers have done it, and there is nothing spiritual about it. But because Krishna was authorizing, shoot arrows, kill, it becomes act of devotion. Lord Krishna wanted this world to be populated by jivas who had material desires. So Brahmaji was given that order. And Brahmaji is delegating it to his trusted children, and Kardamamuni is one of them. Kardamamuni is praying for the fulfillment of his service. So it's an act of devotion.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, bro. Somewhere I don't know, I've heard or Srila Prabhupada's class, or I've read somewhere where Srila Prabhupada mentions that Kadamuni was not a pure devotee. I don't know whether it'll come subsequently, but
So
somewhere I've heard.
yes, so sometimes these statements are there. For example, Srila Prabhupada says, now Maitreya Muni, who is speaking this katha to Mahatma Vidur, Maitreya Muni is a great personality. And then Srila Prabhupada also writes that he was initially, when he came to Prabhas Kshetra, where Krishna was speaking to Uddhavji, he was not a pure devotee like that. But then, even before this meeting that happened at the beginning of Kali Yuga, just before the beginning of Kali Yuga, elsewhere Maitreya Muni is highly glorified as a great devotee. So sometimes these statements are there based on a particular angle of vision and analysis. If Kardama Muni is compared to some other devotees, like Hanumanji, for example, then it may appear that Kardama Muni is not so advanced because Kardama Muni is, even though he is performing some seva, if you look preliminarily, it appears that he is in Dasya Bhav. He is in Shanta Bhav, Shantaras, like the four Kumaras. He is in the Shantaras. He is meditating on Krishna. Even though Krishna appeared as his son, as Shri Kapil Dev Muni, there is no real exchange of Vatsalya between Kardama Muni and Kapil Dev Bhagwan. As soon as Kapil Dev comes, Kardama Muni leaves. Devahuti Mataji has Vatsalya, but we don't see that manifest from Kardama. So Kardama Muni may have to be counted as a Shanta Rati Bhakta, pure devotee, but in Shanta Rati. So
Okay.
these analyses are there. So now if you compare Kardama Muni to someone who is in Vatsalya or someone who is in Sakhya Rati or Madhura Rati, then one may feel that he is
Not pure.
mm, less advanced like that. So these analyses are there, but somebody who is getting darshan of Krishna, somebody whose son Krishna is going to become, that person has to be pure devotee.
Thank you, bro. Very
Thank you.
nicely explained. Hare
Hare,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thank you, dear devotees. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthra Srimad
Jai.
Bhagavatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur.